Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I hope everybody's having a great day. Guess what today is? It's TGIS. I wonder if that's catching on or if anybody's in if they think it's cute, but I thought it was kind of a cute thing to do. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a different background today in my place, so I hope you like it. I hope it's an interesting change for everybody. Except I'm noticing my shirt. Just have to make sure that stays like that. Hey, Yolanda from Delaware. Thanks for joining. You know what's really interesting, and I don't know how to do this, you guys. I've noticed that a couple of channels have started taking phone calls. And I would really like to figure out how to do that. I'd really love to be able to take phone calls. Your mom is from Canada? That's so cool. Where's she from? I'm born and raised here in Canada, so but I thought it would be really neat to be able to take phone calls with you guys to sort of, discuss these cases, have any questions. So that's something that I'm trying to kind of look into. If that's something that interests you guys, um, let me know. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's interesting that, if I can figure out a way, Ontario, super cool. If I can figure out a way to do that, you guys, and I'm not very technology literate, but I'll have to look into it and see. Hey, Sue, you made it. I'm noticing my shirt, you guys, today. I'm sorry for that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just sort of cross it. And here I thought this would be a really cute look, but I didn't think. I didn't think about that out of the camera, I guess. I didn't think about that properly. That's a little bit better. Hey, DJ. Hey, Chef Heather. Hey, everybody. So glad you could make it. Okay, it seems like I'm frozen. Everything seems to looks like it's working okay on my end, Sue. Maybe it's a glitch on your end. But if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the recordings that I uploaded sort of in bulk for you guys, I sort of spent yesterday doing that because some of my viewers didn't have access to all of the interviews and everything that was released in the Christopher Watts case. So I wanted to sort of share the interviews with Shanann Watts's dad, as well as her brother, Frankie Jr., and then I also wanted to share a little bit of Nicole Kessinger. So the recording that some of you guys had not heard before was the very first recording with the FBI agent. And sounds like they went down to her place and met her outside or something there. And that's why you hear so much outside noises as far as engines and vehicles and wind and things like that. But there are more interviews with her in the precinct, sort of in the offices, I should say. Da, da, da. Hey, C. Robiscotti. Sorry if I didn't say that right. From California. Cool. Are you someone who is affected by the California fires recently? Because that was pretty scary. I noticed for a lot of people, and I mean, all of Paradise is completely gone. I noticed too. Really, really heartbreaking for sure. Were you somebody that was affected by the California fires? I realize probably entire state of California was affected due to the smoke and haze and stuff, but there's some people that literally have lost everything, and that's just sad, right? So back to the Watts case, I wanted to make sure that you guys heard all of the recordings that I could upload. So I kind of chose to do that in bulk for you guys, but individually. So it gave you a chance if you were somebody who wanted to hear some of these interviews and whatnot, you could listen to it kind of in a pattern, to really grasp the process that happened with them. Hey, so call. Hey Martha, how are you? Your mom was born in Ottawa. Oh, cool. You live on the Central Coast. Oh, okay. Well, nonetheless, it seems like they went through quite a bit of devastation over there. So you live in Ventura. We were ravaged a year ago by the Thomas fire. Okay. It seems like it's that's something that occurs often out there just due to the amount of forestry tree area, I guess I would like to say. If you guys haven't had a chance to grab your coffee, feel free to do that before we get into things. And if you're somebody who's had a chance to listen to these recordings, let's chat about that. Let's talk about Nicole Kessinger. Let's talk about the fact that there seems to be very many unanswered questions in this case still. I also wanted to discuss the petition. Your heart goes out to everyone, Chef Heather says. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, to be honest. You've been trying to catch up on all my videos that I put up. You know what? And that was just the recording. So, that's just three. Like there's more, you guys. But I didn't want to put up every recording as far as employees and coworkers at Anadarko. Um, there's still some more, and I think there's some pertinent stuff for you guys. But I think that there's some extras that just maybe aren't quite necessary. How many of you guys got to see the video of one of the neighbors saying that she had noticed a little gray truck in the area on Sunday, or Sunday, Monday? The Christopher Watts tragedy has you rattled beyond sad. Yes. This Watts case has cut me to the core. You know what? It's just absolutely brutal. I think so many of us have fallen in love with Shanann and are relating to, her situation in a sense, right? We're all out here hustling and stuff. Hey, Steve, how are you? Yes, I'm good. Thank you for asking. So, I think many of us have fallen in love with this family, just due to this tragedy. So, it makes sense that we're all still wanting to kind of work through this until we feel like justice has been served, right? I mean, there's so many unanswered questions with Nicole Kessinger and her involvement, where she was that weekend. I just feel like with this petition that's going around for her, I feel like there's possibility that this will definitely reopen. If enough people sign that, you guys, and enough people cause a ruckus about it, in a sense, they're gonna do something. Let's face it, right? Still think she knows more than she's saying. Sue says, absolutely. Martha Link, I love money. Montecito. I used to spend a lot of time at the San. Oh, that's a ranch or something. I don't even know what that second word is. Yzdro? I'm really bad with names. Let's just be honest. But I don't know how many of you have had a chance to sort of look through that document for the huge release of like almost 2,000 pages on top of all of the recordings, the photos, and basically the entire process, right? What I don't like is that it got released in pieces ass backwards, and I think that they kind of do that on purpose, and they release certain things to certain people before releasing it to everybody, in a sense. Sorry, I'm trying to stay up on comments again today for you guys. Oh, shoot. Let me make this bigger. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so I thought that the interview with that neighbor was really, really telling. Um, I think that someone was in that area. And I feel like with the fact that we know that Nicole Kessinger has a smaller truck, that it very well looks like she was there that weekend. Um, so I think that like society in a whole is going to be like, listen, if she had any involvement in this, then she's just as guilty, and should be sort of prosecuted accordingly, right? Hey, Melanie. Hey, DJ. You don't think North Korea is off the hook? I love that nickname. That's very fitting. I totally agree. She's still being investigated and watched. Yeah. Well, they definitely still have contact with her. They're not just going to, see you later and have a good day, because she seemed very concerned with what was going to be released, um, about her, what information was going to be released and when that was going to happen. It seems like they were anticipating that this was going to catch fire in a sense where, people were going to be concerned that justice wasn't fully served in this aspect, and that she may have some more involvement than what society is okay with allowing her to have, and being out on the open and free. Like if her only involvement was to sleep with a married man, that's not illegal. Like whatever, we'll get on with it. You know what I mean? To each their own kind of thing, whatever. But if she had a handle in any of killing those kids, or helping him dispose of them after it happened, like there's so many unanswered questions. What the hell were you doing there if that's the case? Um, that we can't just let that go, right? And I mean, it was very obvious they were concerned with the release of her information and when that was going to happen. And it says that in her, some of her interviews, that those were questions of hers. So you found my channel, love my style and personality, Martha Link says. Thank you. You've read the 2,000 pages 3 times, Second Discovery 3 times as well. All the audio 3 times. Why 3 times, Heather? I'm so curious. You just wanted to make sure you didn't miss anything, or what, I mean, I know I've had to go back and look at it because people had asked me, certain things, or where I found certain things, or, where I saw certain things. So I've had to go back through it a couple of times, but hey, Mike. Thanks for watching. This is basically a unstructured chat time about the cases that I follow. Um, yeah, just kind of chilling, coffee and chat. I don't know. Don't really know what else to call it. You believe she helped him plan and get rid of them? Yeah, how far did the role play go? Yeah, exactly. He should look like that after what he did. Ouch. Oh, I've been having some major neck and back issues, but dealing with it, or trying to deal with it. Hey, Lanky Jen. Why is nothing being done about her then if police suspect it, anything? I'm really not sure exactly what happened in the mentality of the FBI and CBI and authorities that took Nicole Kessinger in for interviewing and stuff like that. So it's hard to say, right? I mean, that's speculation. So hey, Natalie, you made it, girl. You can't for the life of me find the post where I asked for my info. Um, Interesting. I don't delete anything, so that's really weird. I don't know. Maybe YouTube deletes certain things. Was that about the skincare stuff? Was that what we were talking about, Natalie? I'm not sure why they let her walk, but it is not fair. Yeah. You know what though? Like I think that enough people are going to sign this petition, then they might reopen this and relook at her and possibly polygraph her. Um, who knows though? She lied to the CBI and to the FBI. Exactly. And then she came back days later with an answer as to her whereabouts. Like, how do you not know your whereabouts? You know, why does that take you days to figure out in a sense when it really wasn't that long ago, when you really have to jargon your brain and figure something out? Like, I don't know. It's like, what, how come it took you so long to figure that answer out, you know? Hey Annie, you made it. Hey, Dare to Be Different, Pretty Little Murderer. Hey everybody. I just love you guys so much. I have to tell you guys that it warms my heart that we can all sort of get together and chat this out over coffee in a sense, it's like virtual coffee time with friends, online friends. It's the new coffee. Now, if only we could be FaceTiming everybody, right? I know I'm getting ahead of myself with technology. Oh well, it's all in good fun. But really though, it would be kind of cool if you could have a bunch of different screens lined up with everybody's face in that wanted to be included in the chat. Like that would be kind of cool. Although now that there's a bunch more of you guys here, I had said when I first logged on, there really wasn't very many people here yet, so I'll repeat this. Um, I'm thinking about taking phone calls with you guys. Like if you guys wanted to have a question or something and sort of everybody can hear you, almost kind of like a radio style situation just for some chats. But I'm not really sure how to set any of that kind of stuff up. I wonder if there's any like pro tech friends on here. I don't know. I noticed that a couple of channels were doing it and I thought it was really interactive and gives us a chance to really get up and close instead of having to, I feel like I miss sometimes the commentary and I miss some questions, and that's frustrating for you guys because you're sitting on the other end after you've typed it all out waiting for an answer, and then it just doesn't happen. It makes you feel like you're ignored almost. So I don't know. I need to figure out a way to do that, and I'm not really sure how. But I wondered if that was something that would interest you guys. Um, sort of take a call once in a while type thing. Hey Billy. Hey Leo. Great idea. You should do this. Okay, so like, how do I set that up now? Is what I'm wondering. I'm like, oh man, every little piece that I have done with my channel, I've kind of fumbled around and figured it out by myself because I don't really have a whole lot of tech friends and stuff. Like I have like office friends, I have girly friends, um, not so much the tech end of things, and so I think it's kind of something that I need a little bit, and it would be a great asset to have. Hey, Loney, you made it, girl. Go to meeting, another one, I think. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean. I think a lot of channels use Zoom or Skype, she's saying. Oh, well, I wonder how do you connect that? Well, I guess I'll have to check out some I'll have to Google some things and check into this because it would be really nice to figure that out and be able to take some calls for, questions and chat time kind of thing. You're not that pro tech. I wish you were. I know, I wish I was too. Crying out loud. We just can't know everything about everything. It's kind of how I see it. I have done a decent job so far, but I think everybody can very much tell how much I've sort of fumbled my way around this, right? So, in the beginning, I was like, and that's probably sounded like a stammering, stuttering idiot. You really just have to prepare yourself. And it took me a long time, I guess, to figure that out and write things down and, have my points, and then trying to sort of juggle and fit that all together and not having any experience in it was fun, nerve wracking, but worth it. I really enjoy the outcome that I've got and the feedback that comes at me. So seriously, like 99% of it is positive. So, I feel good about it. I think it's good. But thank you for the encouragement. Maybe you will give your opinion. Do you think Chris Watts was going to murder Nicole just because he didn't want her to call the cops and just meet him at the house since she put major pressure on him? It's very possible. He had already killed 3 people as far as we know, right? I mean, so, Nicole Atkinson. Hey, Francine. Leo, I don't know how to connect the Skype though to the YouTube. That's something I don't know how to do. But I think that Nicole Atkinson really lit the fire underneath, and you can see the commotion in his face when he comes home in his Anadarko truck, and everybody's already there, like looking at him, like why did it take you so long to get here? Where the hell have you been, right? But I think that if there hadn't been any authorities there, it's possible. However, Nicholas was there with Nicole, so how far would Chris have really gotten? He would have possibly had to attack Nicholas first or something, but I don't know. That's hard to say. That's sheer speculation, just to answer your question there, Corey. So thanks, Chef Heather. I appreciate the encouragement. And I don't mind constructive criticism either, you guys. Like, I can take it, if, like Francine, she's watching. She constructively criticized and said I should maybe try, putting makeup on once in a while and sprucing myself up a little bit. So I took the suggestion and, branched into it. Then someone else suggested, like, showing you guys how I get ready in a sense, so you can kind of get a behind the scenes look at who I am. So I took that suggestion and did it, and I thought it was really good. Another viewer of mine had suggested something for Jamie Kloss's video as far as changing the hair on Jamie Kloss, in case that's probably something that the perpetrators would have done. So basically my point is that, like, I will take your constructive criticism. If it's just downright rude or mean and, not nice, well, then that's, I'm really not even going to pay attention to that. I'm going to just bypass that. But, I'm just saying I take on the constructive criticism. And as much as I thought maybe the natural look would be good, I don't mind doing makeup once in a while to show you guys, me in a different way. Right. So, yeah, I think there's no reason or, there's no reason to be rude. Yes, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, for sure. Because, like, we can all be not nice. I mean, that's easy, for crying out loud. But to be kind to everyone is harder. And I really try to take the harder route, the road less traveled. And I try to be different. Clary T, you're very sweet. Thank you. Would you like to be a moderator on my channel for commentary, girl? If so, just say so and I will add you. That would be fabulous help. I appreciate that. Especially because it's the same mentality. If I'm okay if somebody wants to be mad and angry and just fuming and, cursing and swearing about a situation. It just shouldn't be necessarily directed at anybody particularly, is kind of what I think, because we all have negative opinions. Yeah, Clary, I was wondering if you would want to, I will add you as a moderator. And going forward, you can help me with people that are just being rude or not very nice. Natalie already does that fantastically, putting people who are kind of trolls, and I might be in a train of thought and rambling on, and I don't notice that somebody's like trolling and being rude, and I'm in a thought, so I'm just rambling away, right? So, But I trust that the people that are here regularly also have the same mentality, that it's okay to have a difference of opinion. We don't always have to agree to get along. We can be civil and cordial to each other, and possibly maybe not even like each other for some reason, but we can still have these difference of opinions and bring it to the table. I believe everybody has a voice and deserves to be heard. So I think I think it's good to have help with things like this, right? Like, I don't want somebody being rude towards any of you guys or towards me. I just think there's no need for it. I mean, we can all be mean. That's really not the point here, right? All we're doing is bringing our own voice to the table, and I think we all deserve that. So, and yes, we can still disagree and respect each other. Exactly. Yeah, I do my own nails. Yeah, I'm an esthetician by trade. I graduated this course in 2006. 10 years later, I ended up taking the legal course, which was really informative and huge, you guys. I mean, it was the beast of all beasts for education in my life span here so far. So I was pretty ecstatic to get the results and marks that I was able to achieve during while working full time, sometimes 17, 18 hours a day. Those days I didn't get very much schooling in, but oftentimes I would just bring it to work and do it on slow times. But I really worked my ass off to try to get it all done and pay my bills full time and stuff, because I wasn't covered full for a student loan. I had to pay some of it myself. So, and if I didn't have it paid by the time I graduated, I didn't get my diploma. So I was like busting my ass, you guys. Like, I had no social life. All I did was, work, eat, sleep, shit, shower, like that was my life for like a couple of years, not even joking. So, but whatever, you know what? I mean, no, hard work doesn't go unnoticed, I think, and hey, Nancy, you made it. You caught it. I'm sorry for those of you that are possibly not seeing the upload of my post here on YouTube. I did post around like 8 a.m. ish that I would be going live at around 10 a.m. But I'm not sure how many people actually saw that. So I'm not sure how to make sure you guys see it. I assume that because you are a subscriber, that as soon as I post, you will see that. But I guess that's not, you'd have to literally be on there looking at for that post to see it, is what I think I'm figuring out. Yeah, I was talking about how I originally graduated as being an esthetician in 2006. My dream was to own my own salon one day. It's a really relaxing job. You get to feel pretty. You get to make other people feel pretty. It was a really nice environment. So I very much wanted that. Can we talk hair color? Sure, we can talk anything. That's kind of the beauty of the live chats, is that we can sort of just talk about whatever. It's not as structured, right? Where it's like one story and that's the topic. We can kind of bounce and jump all over the place. So you do usually get the posts. I wondered how that worked, because I assumed that if you're a subscriber, you might see it, but you'd have to log on in order to see, I've posted, right? So not everybody necessarily would be checking for that, is what I'm noticing. Because there sure isn't a lot of people that see that, is what I'm trying to say. But it might be that the time difference and stuff too. But so, what would you like to know about the hair? My hair is naturally blonde. When I was born, my hair was so blonde, it was white. Like, I have pictures of me. Would you like to see? Seriously, I have pictures of me with my hair so white. I was like a little beaming, a glow like all around my head all the time as a little kid. But as I grew older, I it just always was a version of blonde. So I just continued with highlights to sort of enhance and keep the blonde. And this is basically just years and years and years of highlights, and that's why you see so many different colors of blonde in my hair, which I think is accentuating to my facial features, and it covers my grays, so it's like a duo purpose. It suits me too. I've always been a blonde. I've never been brave enough to go super dark. So I have like hair pieces that I can switch up, or I just put all my beautiful blonde locks away, and then I put on a darker color. So I'm not brave enough to do it to my natural hair. That's funny, but it is what it is. Hair is something I never learned, just so you guys know. You can relate to struggling to survive three girls, two part time jobs, made it 10 years. Good for you, Francine. No kidding. So, yeah. Back when I was younger, it was never something that I even tried, was darker hair. So, hopefully that answers your question. Hey, Denise Reed, I'm so glad you made it. I wish they would polygraph Nicole Kessinger as well. I'm not really sure why they didn't, as along with the rest of the Watts family. However, I'm also not very sure how expensive something like that is, so I might sound a little naive saying that they should have done that with everybody when that I have no idea how much that in fact costs per test, and how much manpower and time and strength and all of that. Hey, Jules, Rumpel. Notifications seem to not be working. Okay, good to know. I will have to send something to YouTube. You are a hairstylist, Clary T. That's so cool. And and that's okay. So back when I took the aesthetics course in 2006, that's all I kept thinking about was I would love to team up with a hairstylist so we're not in competition, but we can offer a full range of services to our customers, right? So full range of aesthetics along with all like hair. I thought that would be that way you can share clients without stealing someone's client, right? It just makes sense. So, but sorry, I'm trying to catch up on this here. DJ, you're 56. Your profile picture looks amazing. Wow. That's awesome. I think it's all in how we care for ourselves too, though, right? I mean, if you're using lotions and facial creams and exercising and eating kind of healthier and stuff like that, and by healthier I mean not so much fast food or fried foods and breads, like heavy carbs. So that's all I mean by healthier. I think those things are awesome to have, once in a while, just not regularly. We didn't even offer that to the Ruziks. What didn't they offer to the Ruziks? You're an astrology guru and clothes. Nice. Hey, Heather. You've got your coffee. Let's go. I love it. Love the enthusiasm. You know what? I was kind of off put to Pretty Little Murder about the fact that she was asking for victim help. I think she kind of played that one from the beginning, though. It's kind of like the frog in the pot. If the water temperature rises slowly, the frog will just adapt to hotter and hotter temperatures until she's boiled to death. She refuses to leave her comfort zone. Oh wow. I did not know that about frogs, Aiden. Thanks for that. That's weird. I'm not into all that weird kind of food like bugs and frog legs and alligator stuff. But then again, I live in Canada where we don't really have, access to a lot of that stuff. I probably would have a different diet if, I was from Africa or something, or, I'm just saying that because that's a place where they have a broader range of animals. So don't anybody think that I was like, trying to get racist or anything. I just know that Africa has a lot of different animals. So they have different dietary out there. Here it's very expensive to get um, food that's from faraway countries that isn't readily available here. So I'm sure it's like that everywhere though. You're 34, Natalie? I remember when I was 34. But I honestly think like the older we get, the better it gets in different ways. Did I watch the video, Clary T? Yes. Sorry, I was scrolled up reading comments there. Legally Blonde. You're so funny, Nancy. Anyways, yes, I watched the video, honey, and I had seen that video the day before yesterday. So you sent me that link yesterday, and I think I had seen it like the day before. I had just watched that. And nothing new about the Kloss girl just yet. Hey, Gary. But Francine, I am still watching for any news. If you see something before I've seen it, feel free to send me a link or holler out at me, or even just give me a call because we've talked on the phone. So, hey, Percy. But what are we talking about? Mugs? By the way, I have my mug on order coming. I'm so excited to show you with the logo on there. You're over in British Columbia, DJ? That's so cool. Well, you look amazing for your age, girl. You're the one who put it up, but oh my, you look great. Good for you. I think it's all in just taking care of yourself, though, like I say. Thank you, Juana. Shoot. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say your name. I probably didn't even say your first name right. I'm so sorry. DJ, you look exactly like a girl I went to high school with. What state do you live in? Okay. You have to get the mug. Yes, Annie. I can't wait to get it. I'm just like, it says it's shipped. So I'm like, well, come on, hurry up. It's kind of like my Christmas gift to myself. Hey, Dana, a little bit. How are ya? Hey, are you the same Dana that helped me with my logo or a different Dana? So anything else that you guys would like to know about me? It's up to you. You can shoot me messages and just feel free to ask. No news on Jamie that you've seen, Nancy. My girlfriend lives in Superior, Wisconsin, and she lives miles close to that area. I can't believe how huge of an area it is for like forestry and open like fields, like it's just there's so much there. It's that would just I'm not surprised that we weren't that state wasn't able to fully cover that area. I did do the TGIS thing. Aw, thank God it's Sherry. Aw, I never thought of that one. That's cute, really cute, Clary T. No, you're the one who's a therapist. Okay, Dana. If you were, I was just gonna give a shout out to you about the logo stuff. So I was just wanting to make sure that I caught the right Dana. Aiden saying, all I'm saying is that several years of marriage, a sick bastard like this is going to give you signs. Yeah, I don't know. He seemed very normal, and even Shanann's dad, Frankie Senior, was saying, I can't say anything bad about him. He was a good father and a good husband. On every level, he seemed to care, and he seemed genuine. He seemed just like a quiet man that was okay with sort of listening to what his wife wanted a little bit more than what he like. You can see the kind of man that Shanann's dad is, and the fact that he doesn't, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, that he doesn't really care about the small things like that stuff doesn't really matter. If Shanann wanted to take 50,000 pictures first thing in the morning, go for it. He didn't really care. He was a very amazingly submissive father that didn't pick on the small stuff. He was very much easy to get along with, and I could see that he could see himself a little bit in Chris, and that he felt that Chris was a similar type of personality in that sense, and that he was easygoing and didn't really care about the small stuff either. Go for it, do whatever makes you happy, that kind of thing. But also very adamant that his daughter is a fighter. She's a strong woman, and that he must have attacked her when she was sleeping, because otherwise there's no way that he wouldn't have been scarred up or hurt or had some sort of markings on him, some type of defensive wound, which there was literally nothing on him, and nothing on her to show that she even fought back. So it adds up, and it seems like Frankie Senior, he knows his daughter, he knows his wife, and he knows that they are very much similar as well. And had there have been any qualm about safety, he says that Shanann would have called the police. Like, she would have got him the hell out of that house, so fast his head would have spun, kind of thing. So I definitely I would like, if anybody has the petition link for Nicole Kessinger to be re-investigated, please share that with everybody, so that we can all get on to signing that, if you're interested in signing that. And then, you know what, like, back to Jamie Kloss, you guys, some people were saying that it's possible that the family is involved in this, or some of the family members are involved in this. Some of them are looking very thin and tired, and I'm not sure that there's any validity to those accusations. So let's be careful with that one. But I mean, there's been some talk about the uncle maybe not being all on the up and up and stuff. So she owns a super club, has been on Channel 11 Chicago station. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, you guys, that's so cute. You guys are kind of in your own little conversation too. I love it. But who is mimicking now? I've missed some comments again, of course. Be right back, Chef says. You can, yeah. Does she have money in there too, or what? Who just said that here? Clary, is that Natalie? It was Natalie. I haven't checked that. I haven't even checked my own, to be honest. I just kind of leave it. There's so much sex trafficking, guys. Like, it's brutal. It makes me not want to travel. I'm like, nope, I'm safe at home. Seriously. Oh, Chris Watts, yes. Oh, it was a fake GoFundMe? Oh, really? Oh, why would somebody do that? Hey, salut Slim. Parle un peu français. Je peux pas vraiment parler en français parce que d'autres mondes ne vont pas me comprendre. Je peux pas me parler en français. Juste pour toi, je m'excuse. Je sais qu'il y a un petit peu de personnes qui sont bilingues, but I can't just speak French. He's like, talk French a little bit. So, what was 20K? Seriously? Okay, wait a minute. How is that possible if it's a fake GoFundMe that there's money in there? It's obviously not fake then. What the heck's all that about? Trolls set up fake Nicole Kessinger Facebook and GoFundMe. That's not legal though. What the heck? I mean, they can't take that money. What, can they? Like, oh my goodness. there's some of us out here that are just trying to get a little bit of good help, and we can't, and I can't really find it. I'm really having a hard time with faith in humanity, where I'm just like, all right, I'm starting to really struggle. But anyways, Sherry, no lie, I spoke to the guy from Texas who begged me to come visit, and I was convinced he was going to sell me for the sex trade. Exactly. And for the people who are trying to get you to come out on their dime, don't trust that. That is just, I hate to say it, but it's setting yourself up in a sense. And we really need to be careful. Like, it's not like back in the day where you could just travel and feel safe. Like, it's gotten really bad. So I'm right, pretty. Aw. Well, thank you, DJ. So are you. You know that, right? If not, go find a mirror right now and you look in that, and let me tell you, that's pretty. It is. I speak very well French. Why did he say that I didn't speak well or something? Oh no, he did. He didn't say anything. I love my French. I just wish I could speak more of it. I wish I had, more people to speak regularly. So I feel like I might lose it soon. Oui, Loni, je parle français. C'est chouette. Ah, you're so t'es fine. Merci. Thank you. It was just a Photoshop screenshot fake GoFundMe. Oh, okay, okay. Because I was like, what? That's not fair. Of course, I'm sitting over here thinking like that, right? Oh my goodness. Have I seen the beautiful tribute to Shanann and her children? It's titled Tree of Love by Tuber Sunpit. No, I haven't seen it. I'll have to go check it out. So much fake. It's disheartening, because I've always been a really kind person, even though I went through an angry phase. If you were nice to me, I was always nice to you. Like, I was never one of those girls that would go out of my way to be mean to somebody or not include them, or stuff like that. So, but humanity is not always nice. Other people are not always nice, or they're two-faced about things, right? So, which is sad all in itself. I sigh and, like, just tired of it, It really is tiring. Yeah, I'm by no means a fan of Nicole Kessinger, but why do people keep bringing up the fact that she searched sexually? If it makes her a bad person. No, it doesn't make her a bad person. I don't think that we really care about her sexual searches. It's the fact that she says that she's not wanting to move very quickly in the relationship with Chris Watts. She's not wanting to jump into things, but then she's searching wedding dresses and she's searching Shanann Watts. Like, it makes you look like you're trying to take over that woman's spot. I'm sorry, but what the hell are you searching that for if you're not intrigued by her way of life and trying to take that over? You know? So, like, it's not adding up. Like, it doesn't make sense why she would say certain things, but then she acts other ways. Like, it doesn't line up. It's that old saying of actions speak louder than words. So it doesn't really matter what she told people and told authorities about what she was trying to do with Chris Watts. It matters what she was actually doing, because she says that she wanted to take things slowly and whatnot, but then she's searching wedding dresses and she's, like, searching his wife and their life, and it doesn't make sense. So I think that's what we're there's so many unanswered questions. Like, why was her cell phone pinging in Frederick when she doesn't live in Frederick that weekend, and she says that she wasn't there? um it just, there's so much with this woman that I think that we need to get some more answers in order to safely say she had no involvement, because from what we're reading and what we can see, there's things that are contradicting her words, and it makes her look like everything that she said now is in question. So Yeah, and I don't really think that her sexuality, sensuality, or those type of searches really mean much. I think it's her actions, and if she had any action in this deed of hurting this family, hurting Shanann and these girls, then she should be held accountable. Because, but I mean, look, okay, all right. So even if that's the only thing, okay, like let's say she wasn't there and she does have a place that she was, and the only thing that she ever did wrong was having sex with Chris in his home in Shanann's bed. None of that is illegal, right? So none of that is really, I mean, it's wrong, it's morally wrong, but it's not illegal. So, but what's happening is that that's not her only involvement from what we can see. And there's things contradicting that, like technology doesn't lie. People can lie, but technology is not going to lie. So if she was around that Watts house on that weekend and she's lied about it, then there's possibility that she has some involvement, and that's why she's lying about it. And we need to get her relooked at, and she needs to possibly, be arrested depending on her involvement. So, like, if she had knowledge of this, you guys, she's an accessory to this. So she should be charged. But, Deborah, what happened, hon? I'm sorry, I missed some comments. I went through that, Sherry, betrayed by a woman friend running around with my ex-husband. It was awful feeling of betrayal by two people you cared for. No doubt. That's kind of why I stopped dating, you guys. Like, most people know that I am actually single, but I spend my life telling people that I'm not, because I'm tired of dealing with the lies and the cheating and the betrayal, and trusting somebody that I'm going to be able to not go through that with them, and then something happens and I end up being proven right that I really shouldn't have gotten involved. And I'm tired of the hurt. So who did the truck belong to at 5:15 in the morning? Exactly, Clary T. Exactly. And what reason does that neighbor have to lie about seeing something like that when she lives in the area and she's well aware of the traffic and the people that come through that area? So she has no reason to lie, but she's seen a different size truck there. I'd like to know if they found any fluids from the bodies, and where, because I think it would be impossible to keep that from spilling out somewhere, wherever he laid their bodies. And if it wasn't in the house, then it was in the vehicle, so whoever's vehicle it was. And if it wasn't the Anadarko truck, then it's possible that it was Nicole Kessinger's gray truck that was also seen in the area. So, it's not adding up that Nicole Kessinger didn't have something more to do with this, and we're being fed lies in a sense or something here. Something's not right. And her concern with the release of her information, the release of, you know, anything to do with her, she was very much on top of texting with the agents to find out when that information about her was going to be released, to kind of get the hell out of Dodge, is the insinuation that she's making. That she just needs to be warned and stuff before everything gets released. But why? Because you did something wrong, or you were there? Why? I don't understand. I'm not an American, I'm Canadian, like Sherry. She's only afraid of the future job relationship she's into. She's so into herself. And I think there's a level of, self concern that we should all have for ourselves and stuff. But to have a handle in any way, shape, or form with knowledge that someone's going to take another person's life, and not do or say anything about that is like of the utmost concern to me. Like that's wrong in on every level and concerns me to have, a free person walking around who may have had knowledge that this was about to happen and didn't do or say anything about it to stop it, possibly even helped to cover it up. And if that's the case, then she is just as much guilty as Chris Watts is. And she should be arrested and she should be charged. And her concern with all of this, it shows, that she's worried about something. Why are you, if you really had no guilt in this, why did you delete everything before going to the authorities? Why didn't you go to them with everything that you fucking had on that phone? Why'd you hold back and delete a bunch of stuff and then try to make yourself look good by turning yourself over and saying, I have some information? That makes no sense. Yes, I know that there was a 3 calls that were made to the school, and somebody is saying that it's possible that Nicole Kessinger was one of those phone calls. I don't know. I honestly thought that it was Sandra Ruzick who had phoned and had told the school, listen, don't, have you seen Shanann? But just don't tell her that I'm calling. I'm just trying to call and see if someone has seen my daughter. I don't care if she doesn't want to talk to me. I don't care if she's busy and mad or whatever is going on. But I just need to know that somebody has seen her walking and alive and breathing. And I think that everything in her body was telling her that something was brutally wrong. She just couldn't figure out what that was. And I had really, really thought that it was her phoning the school to say, like, I just need to know if you guys have seen her. It's fine if you have, great. And that's when it was confirmed, by the school that no, the girls were not there. And then she had phoned again later on to check that exact thing again and make sure that no one had seen her. I'm sorry, Nancy, what's your question about in that? Is that in the discovery somewhere? Which part which part are you asking about, my dear? I'm so sorry here. Can you imagine how betrayed Chris feels from Nicole Kessinger? Yeah. Thanks for the chuckle. I was getting a little too serious for you guys there. But it, it is a serious situation too. Also, Watts' mistress acting like a starstruck teen, which escalated too, even if she only encouraged him in any way. Starstruck adult. Yeah. I think that she blatantly knows things that are being hidden. So about who called the school, it is in the discovery because Sandra Ruzick says that she called the school to see whether or not her daughter had been seen. And she specifically says that she had told the school, like, don't tell her that I called. I just want to know that she's been there. Someone's seen her, So Race, Nicole was ringing him constantly on one of those videos where cops were talking to Chris Watts. Yes, yeah, well, and she was concerned about where he even was on her first interview with FBI agents. And Ray says Sandy did not know anything until about noon, according to interviews. No, she didn't, but everybody was trying to get a hold of her in the morning. So maybe it was even, I like, and I don't know, you guys, because I don't think it's been said as to who the caller really was. I know that the school recognized Sandra calling twice, but I thought that it would have been Sandra that would have made all 3 calls. Who else would call the school other than Nicole Atkinson, maybe possibly trying to check up on Shanann, because I could see those 2 girls messaging first thing in the morning, right? That's the first thing that they do. Watts' case was, but my point, you guys, is that Nicole Atkinson and Shanann talked all the time. And because they had just come home for that trip together, they were both exhausted, but they had a shit ton of things to do. They had the girls to get to, well, Shanann had the girls to get to school. I'm sure that Nicole Atkinson's son was probably also kind of going back into school. Regardless, first thing that those girls always did was text each other in the morning. And what? They got no answer. That was unheard of. Shanann always answered, even if it was for a quick second to just say, I'm busy, or, I'll get back to you, or whatever. She would always respond. And I think that it was very obvious from very early on with Nicole Atkinson that something was wrong with her friend Shanann. She couldn't get a response. And all of her friends started, right? They all started talking. Listen, I can't get a hold of Shanann. Have you talked to her? Have you talked to her? Have you talked to her? And so everybody starts fucking messaging her and nobody can get a hold of her. So my whole thing is that it's possible that, Nicole called the school to see if, Shanann had showed up there, and, it just wasn't documented who that caller actually was. And why, though, would Nicole Kessinger even call the school, So that didn't make any sense. Like, that didn't add up to me as to it being Nicole Kessinger for some reason, because that doesn't make any sense. Why? Why would she? And sorry, Clary T, first call at 8:30 a.m. Yes, exactly. Well, see, and that's what makes me think that it was possibly Nicole Atkinson, because she has no legal right to ask any information, and I'm sure that the school didn't really think to gather her name. She was probably just a very friendly voice. And, listen, I just wanted to see if Shanann Watts had been there with the girls. And it was probably Nicole Atkinson that was on top of everything. She was the first one to alert the authorities. She was the first one to alert Sandra, so it makes sense that she was possibly checking the school to see if Shanann had been there and just maybe wasn't responding to Nicole Atkinson for some reason. Maybe thought she was upset at her for some reason or something, or just tired or irritated. She's pregnant, her friend understood. So my suspicion is that it was Nicole, her friend, not Nicole Kessinger. There would be no need, in my opinion. I think Nicole Kessinger might possibly have some involvement. So why would she be calling the school, But that was a lot of, rambling. Sorry. What about the wedding ring? I definitely think that Chris took that off of her finger after he buried her. And I think that it was probably in his pocket when he got home to the police and Nicole Atkinson with Nicholas. And he quickly, decided to try to cover and say that he found the ring in the bedroom. So she must have left, kind of saying, fuck you, Chris Watts, I'm out of here, But I don't see that ever. I don't ever see her doing that. She was the one that was texting with her friend, telling her friend that she was going to go home and put the house up for sale and start selling things from the house to start, recouping some funds a little bit so she could find another place to live for her and her daughters. That was exactly in her text messages in the disclosure. That was in the second disclosure. You're back. Quiche is in the oven. I've never tried quiche. I don't even actually know what it is. I'm kind of sheltered in some ways. You wonder if Nikki's was emergency contact for kids at school. It's very possible they were really close friends, right? Let's call a spade a spade. Those girls were really close, and she really cared about Shanann, right? So I think that it was Nicole that was concerned, and that's what she was looking for her friend. And she had probably been trying to message her since, 5 o'clock in the freaking morning, like they always did, you guys. That phone was stuck to Shanann, and her father verified that by stating that there's no way. Yeah, no, I've never had quiche. I love the way you highlighted my name like that. I don't know how you did that, but that's really cool. Thanks. That's really cute. But I honestly think that that Nicole Atkinson was showing her concern. Nancy, I don't have any kids at home, no. Hey, from Spain, Hazel. So glad you could make it. You're talking about the food, Samantha says. Yeah, the quiche food. I've never actually tried that, actually. No, that's what I was saying. But I was, back to the disclosure and stuff like that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense why Nicole Kessinger would call the school about Shanann and the girls. It makes sense that Nicole Atkinson would possibly check that route to see if they had been there, and that possibly she just wasn't responding to her friend, just for whatever reason. I mean, it's not unheard of that she wouldn't respond to some of her friends that they had said that, but she always would eventually respond, and it was becoming hours. You can imagine that if the girls, Nicole and Shanann, were planning to be up at like 5 something in the morning, they would have already been messaging. So if Nicole Atkinson couldn't get a hold of Shanann from 5 o'clock until 8:30 when that call came into the school, well, it kind of makes sense, in my opinion, that Nicole kind of probably thought, you know what, I'm just going to check the school because she had to take the girls to school today and make sure that she's okay and she's safe, she's somewhere, right? Maybe she slept in and she had no time to answer me. Who knows? Technology glitch, maybe something happened to her phone or something. Whatever reason that she had, those girls were always in conversation together. So I would imagine that, Nicole Atkinson got up and first thing she did was message Shanann and didn't get a response because her phone was off, and could see that Shanann wasn't even seeing the messages. She wasn't even getting the messages. So something was wrong and off, and she knew that for hours. By the time 8:30 rolled around, as a friend to people, I honestly would have been beside myself by then. I'm sure she was. And she just knew that something wasn't right. And I think that it was probably her that phoned the school to say, hey, has Shanann Watts been there, with Bella and Cece kind of thing. So it was not alarmed till after 11. I don't think that's true, Clary. I think that Nicole Atkinson was alarmed from earlier on in the morning, but she wasn't alarming Sandra Ruzick and the police until around that time. That's when that all went down. So, but I mean, we can have a difference of opinion too, right? So, but Natalie, you're saying no because the conversation was that don't worry, the kids are fine. Why would Nicole A call and say that? I think Nicole Atkinson was just checking the school to see if Shanann had been there. That she had been trying to get a hold of her probably since very early on in the morning, as they probably spoke every morning, you guys. If you can see on text messages, even in the disclosure document, how often Shanann texted with her friends. And it wasn't just Nicole. Addie was another one that was really, really close with her, and she also couldn't get a hold of her. And you can see the messages that were sent. So sorry, I'm just reading some of the messages here. Is this the end of the case? Yeah, I'm not so sure, because with this petition, she said as soon as she knew something wasn't right, she went to her house. Yeah, but I mean, I honestly think that she was trying all morning to sort of get a hold of her friend, and the messages weren't getting answered, nobody was getting a response, and it was becoming an emergency kind of thing where somebody needs to hear from her. Somebody needs to know that she's alive and she's okay, and nobody could get hold of her. Of course we can, Clary T. Love it. Wonder if Nikki called checking to see if girls were there before setting off a look alarm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and she checked the doctor's office as well, right? So, I believe that she was looking for her sort of first thing in the morning and was having difficulty getting in touch with her. And that was just creating a bigger alarm. So Is the case over? Yeah, but I'm not really sure if it is, in all honesty, with this, with the whole situation the way it's gone. Shoot, comments are going too quick. That's not what the 8:30 call was said though. The 8:30 call, the female said specifically, "Don't worry, the kids were fine." None of Shanann Watts' family or friends would say that. No, that is true. If Are we sure that that is what was said though? I mean, the even the school secretary was stating that she wasn't even sure on the time frame of some of those calls and that it could have been later. So, and she specifically says that. No word on missing mom Kelsey. Yes, I heard about that case in Colorado, I think it was, as well. You just can't believe how dumb he was to think he could get away with this. Now he's lost his freedom, his the lover, kids, etc. Exactly, Brian. It doesn't make any sense why somebody would do something like that, to wipe out your family like that, and to think in this day and age with the way technology and forensic science is, to try to cover that up. You literally have to be like a mastermind. Like it's you know, one fiber, one hair, one piece of evidence, and that can seal your fate if you had something to do with it. So I wish we could have heard Chris in his truck. I wish that we could know if they've checked the truck for any fluids of where the bodies were before they were buried and dumped. I don't know about the Barrett case. Flight instructor. Oh yes, the missing. That's the missing woman, right? She was a flight attendant or a pilot or something. She was called saying the girls didn't come to school. Did they just checking? Yeah, but that call, Clary T, is what makes me think that that call was Sandra. Nicole started checking right away. Shanann confided in Nicole while in Arizona, and we women have gut feelings. I totally agree with you, Deborah. Nicole Atkinson knew that Shanann was not feeling well all weekend and had a doctor's appointment that day. Nicole wanted to see if Shanann needed her help with the girls. Exactly, Cindy. And those two, Nicole and Shanann, spent time talking together literally all the time. Nicole was helping Shanann, and she knew what was happening with the relationship with Chris and Shanann. Her friends were rallying around her and behind her when this all, happened, right? So who else could it have been? It has to be Nicole Kessinger. Has to be. Well, man, the comments are going so fast, you guys. I can't keep up. But yeah, but apparently that was a screenshot of a fake GoFundMe. Sue. Search his home yesterday on Kelsey. Not funny. Sorry. I'm like trying to catch up on reading some of these comments and stuff. Dumbest criminal. Yeah, no kidding, Lanky Jen. How does Asperger's like Robert Durst? I don't know what that means, Sunkissed. If Chris had pled the fifth, yeah, I don't think he can plead the fifth in murder, in a murder trial. And not only that, but like, you know, he seemed like he really wanted to avoid the death penalty. So, he was pretty okay with taking the all nine charges as guilty. This case still has so many unanswered questions. We may never know the truth, Lorraine says. Yes, exactly. Found or Fuad Az. I'm not sure why your messages are deleting. Question is, did he kill her asleep or awake? I think that he probably killed her asleep, like her dad says. because he says that she's a fighter, and she wouldn't have taken kindly to Chris grabbing her around the neck kind of thing. She would have fought him. I don't care what. He was wrong mentally. Yes, definitely something wrong with him mentally. Hey, Tariq. Hey, Lemon. One of the girls was face up and one was face down. I think it was Bella that was face down. She was, excuse me, she was the one that had some of the oil and stuff in her stomach. Thank GIF. Thanks, Sherry. Messages are deleting because the dude is asking you to have sexy time with him. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Cheese whiz. Some people. Nothing better to do. Ay, ay, ay. Well, thank you for that, because I missed that. So thank you for cleaning that up for me. Did he use one hand on Shanann? Ray is asking. In Chris's interview, he says that, he did both, but I think it was just one hand. Yeah, Bella was face down. I literally cried, picturing or thinking about that little girl kind of fighting for her life against, someone physically, manually strangling her or smothering her. Sorry. Um, Unbelievable. Brian, I don't think that she thought it was you, hun. I think, aw, no, Brian. No, I don't think that we hate men at all. No, 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 honey. Don't think like that. Um, she was talking about the other guy who wasn't being very kind. Definitely not you, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. There's not a bunch of man haters here. It's an open, comfortable platform where everybody can have a say. Everybody can have a voice and feel comfortable. Nobody's gonna get attacked, but I think that other man was being inappropriate. I don't think that I don't think she meant you, Brian. Don't be like that. You put who in a timeout? Not Brian. No, he's still there. Okay, yeah, no, the other guy. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up, all right? Because really. Oh, is it Tammy's birthday? Where's Tammy? Hey, Tammy. Happy birthday to me. Aw, that's awesome. Happy birthday to Tammy. Seriously, though, happy birthday. That's awesome. Today's your day. Yay. And you're 29 again, right? Just kidding. Older and wiser. That's how I see it. I think that she was probably asleep too. I had originally maybe thought that Shanann was just sort of going to let Chris possibly do something horrible but she didn't think that it was going to go that far that fast or something like that. But after hearing her father and the way that he speaks about her, and he really knows his daughter, honestly, I kind of think that maybe she was asleep now too. But yes, happy birthday to Tammy. Did Chris have cancer? No, as far as we know, old guy, Chris was healthy. The mean guy, Natalie is saying, yes. Not you, Brian, if you're still here. Hey, Remy. Mom. Sheesh. Oh, that might be another one. Just watch out for that guy. Oh, man. Denise Reed, Shanann definitely had a great group of friends. No kidding. like a rally of them that cared about her enough to know that there was something wrong, something wasn't right, you know? In Nicole's interview, she told the cops of what she did and I think you mean contradicted. She never mentioned calling the school, but mentioning going to the doctors. I doubt it was her. Plus, the caller acted like Shanann Watts. Yeah. You know, it just, I really wish that we had, if we would have had that recorded or something, that would have been amazing. You know, almost every customer service place records calls now. I wish that that was something that the schools did too. You still think he used his foot? What, there's nothing stating that he used his foot at all. And yes, her friend stated that she went to the doctor's office. Hey, Kimmy. Yes, we all need friends like that. Excuse me. Bless me. Sorry. Sorry. You listened to the interview of Nicole Kessinger, and I felt like she was kind of loving the attention. Yeah, I know, right? Like she was kind of catching up with old friends or something. In the discovery, does it mention anything? Nancy's asking about which, honey. I talk about so many things. I'm so sorry. You're probably like, oh man, lady. Bless me. Thanks, Chef Feather. Just kind of put that over there away from you guys. Thank you, Clary T. Someone said that Shanann helped Chris find something cancerous. Oh, yes, that's right. That was something, it was I think it was a mole or something like that, and it was cancerous. So, you know, she basically helped him to keep his life all healthy and here, while he, you know, didn't care and audaciously strangled the life out of her and took her last breath. So thank you for all the bless me's. That's awesome. She is a flirty girl. I totally agree. Uh-oh. I don't know Spanish. I think that's Spanish, Danielle Tello. Sorry. I only know hola, ¿cómo estás? And muy bien, and amiga, and mamacita. I'm not very Spanish, so. Uh-oh, somebody being rude? We could put someone on a timeout if need be. And we can show Chef Heather's comment. Anal Annie. Oh man. Who cares what her sexual preference is though, honestly. Yeah, I hit a mole or something like that and it was cancerous. So, you know, it's known that she helped him and sort of saved his life to be here, but then he goes and does this to her. I would like to know if the girls were already gone when Shanann got home, Cindy's asking. Okay, so here's the thing with that now. The fact that there was no fluids found from either girls in their beds tells me that they were probably sleeping for the night, but everything sort of came to head in the morning. You can speak Spanish? Oh, that's so cool. Ray's laughing at me, but I'm not sure why. But that's okay. I really think they should have a woman interrogate her. Better results. Possibly. Yeah. No good deed goes unpunished. Mole on Chris Watts. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, it probably only puts her in a better place, you guys, for her afterlife, in my opinion. He told me to show my breast. Aw, shoot. I try to make sure that I'm sitting up straight. I noticed that this shirt was a little too out there. So I put the tie right where you can see my cleavage because I kind of want, trying to be respectful and you know, I'm not trying to show everybody my boobs. Anyways. she would have tore him up if she was awake. She had long nails. No kidding, Catherine. I just think she was, the fact that her father is validating that she's a fighter, that she wouldn't have taken too kindly to him being abusive or hurtful towards any of them, the girls or herself. The Italian in her would have come out like fire. So flirty Kevin interviewing her for a reason. Yeah, I noticed the text messages between the agent and Nicole. It just seemed really, really friendly. I often had to remind myself that I was reading an authority's text messages with a victim, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know. Now you're a stripper? Yeah. Cheese whiz, eh? I do have class, Deborah. Well, of course, blowing. I gotta step away from the camera for a second and blow my nose. It's probably better if I just step away to do that, right? And then you guys don't have to look at that. Who wants to look at that anyway? So you guys are very welcome to laugh at me. It's totally cool. I like laugh with me, maybe not at me, but whatever. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Amiga, love it, Nico, Rafael. You're probably Spanish. I don't know what ATR means though. I hope he gets a shitload. He did have a little red. He did have a tiny little red mark on his neck, but I mean, honestly, he could have just scratched himself. Like, I don't know. It almost could have been like a child's mark, though, too. And because we didn't get to see if there was evidence that was underneath the fingernails of Bella and Cece and Shanann, I mean, we got to see that Shanann had no defensive marks and he had no wounds from her, right? So I just wish that we would have been able to see what kind of DNA was actually underneath their fingernails. Excuse me. Oh, Deborah's saying I have class, not like another YouTuber whose name I will not mention. Okay. Uh-oh. Raphael, Nico, I don't know what you wrote. Hey, if there's still a Spanish speaking person here, what is that? Para cuando es Fernet con los pibe? I think. I have no idea what that means. Sorry if it's rude. Hey, Tara Lee. So glad you could come pop in and say hello. Nice to have you join. I don't know if it was a hickey, Deborah. It almost looked like almost like a little bite mark maybe, or some kind of a scratch or something. Thank you, Nal Murad. maybe Nicole Kessinger blowed someone off to walk. Oh man, sorry. We'll get back to class. Bella did try to fight back Kimmy. That's what's so sad about that. To be honest, it's you can literally see her fighting back, and it's just so sad. Clary T knows who the YouTuber is. I'm getting curious, but I don't want to gossip. I'm just like, what, who, but whatever, it's fine. You don't have to tell me. Chef Heather, je parle français et je parle espagnol. Well, you are lucky, chick. You are so lucky. I tried to take Spanish in school when I was younger because they said it was so much like French. I couldn't even figure out how to ask to go to the bathroom. I was so frustrated. I just walked out of the classroom. I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. I didn't always have the best patience level growing up. So greetings from Argentina. Cool. I can't imagine what he was thinking. I'd like 5 minutes with Nicole Kessinger. Yeah, no kidding. We tread lightly. Okay, I think I know who you mean. That was really good if that was the comparison there. Also sad Cece being too young to even know what was going on to her. Exactly. Yeah, she would have just she kind of what was sort of said in her disclosure was that she kind of just seemed to let it happen because she probably trusted him so much and didn't think that he would hurt her. Well, of the perverts in this room, this woman is hot, and I don't give a damn. Aw, thanks, Brian. You sweetheart. Thank you. I'm so glad you stayed, and I was glad that you didn't think there was any man hating and all of that jazz. I'm all for feminists, but let's be realistic. So many men in the oil fields don't know why Nicole Kessinger would choose a married one. Exactly, dare to be different. I know. She is very hot. What's your point, poster? Why is there somebody else doing something now? Where's the poster person? I feel like I always miss a bunch of stuff. It's a good thing that you guys are paying attention to the comments section. It scrolls so darn fast for me sometimes. I'm like, what? I missed a bunch of stuff. Oh man. How could Chris Watts be so enthralled with this nasty woman? I think that basically what happened was he probably got tired of his regular routine of the way life was going. He didn't feel like he had a say. He didn't feel like he could hang up any pictures. He probably didn't really feel like the house was his, even though he was paying for a lot of it in a sense. Well, whatever. Oh, poor me syndrome is kind of what I get from it. And if you're really unhappy with your situation, there's ways to go around and get through that and change those things. So, but there's procedures to each way that you choose to go. So in all honesty, I kind of feel like, he could have made that choice to walk away and had a way better life in his opinion, if that's what he really wanted. Right. But to I think that the routine and the everything that was sort of happening with the girls, and then what he did with his own wife Shanann, versus what he was doing with Nicole Kessinger. Nicole Kessinger was fine with doing whatever he wanted to do, whereas when he was at home with his kids and his wife, he sort of had to think about them and what they needed and what they wanted to do versus what he wanted so much. So it really switched from his family life into more of a bachelor life, and he liked that bachelor life and therefore did the ultimate worst deed possible by killing his family. Of course I didn't notice the lighting. Well, I noticed the lighting on this one. Hey Lloyd. Oh, you're gone. Never mind. Sorry. Hey Karen. This was Chris's 7-year itch. I feel like he had probably already cheated before too. I don't think that the three ladies that we found out about in the last 6 months to a year that he was investigated are the only ladies that he's ever strayed with. I think that he has always strayed. I think that if we only know about these three in the last 6 months to a year, there's probably a lot more that we just don't know about because we didn't look that far back. There was no reason to, you know, which is just sad. Like, I don't understand how that's fulfilling. And for the men that are still here on my channel watching, if there's any here, what is fulfilling about that? Like, I don't understand what's fulfilling about turning towards someone else. Is it just the excitement of it, or is it the physical satisfaction of it? I just, and if the grass is greener type thing, then why not just end your family life by divorce or separation versus, trying to juggle both? Is it not harder? Is Don't you find it more difficult to try to, juggle the lies of not your wife or your girlfriend not finding out about the side person and stuff like that? I mean, I don't understand the mentality of it, but I mean, I am just kind of asking though. And I'm okay with whatever those answers are. I just would like to know what that is. I guess that's the difference between a woman being emotional and a man being more logical, right? But and I'm sure there are some women out there that, can sort of separate the emotion from the action type thing. I am not one of those women. I do get emotionally connected and attached and stuff like that. So, but for us women that are like that, you have to be careful who you're giving yourself to. Otherwise, you will go crazy with people using you and hurting you and abusing you and stuff like that, right? So, you don't think that the hairstylist is one of them? It's Amanda. Amanda was the one from Tinder, and there was a Haley Ferris that he had slept with before Nicole Kessinger. So, if a man cheats one time, he's done it more, Sue says. Yeah. Not all men are like this, Sherry. Loney is saying. Yes, I totally agree with you. I just think it's so much harder to find the good ones. Like, where the heck are all the good ones? Because it just seems like everyone's running around cheating and lying and hiding things. And that to me seems like more work and effort and stress. You're both start to forget what greatness in your partner, and you condone it. You, sorry, Brian, you both start to forget your greatness in your partner and you condone it. Well, that's sad. Testosterone is very strong, Curiosity is saying. Okay. So, like, so strong that you can't control it, though? I mean, I don't know. I am really just kind of asking, Men don't get enough sex and passion. I think they go elsewhere for it. My guess as a woman, Nancy says. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not trying to offend any men in any way, shape, or form. I really am just asking, and I'm sure that you would probably get a different answer from almost every man. Um, but it would kind of be a neat study to hear, it would be nice to know. I think that in this day and age, it doesn't really matter what you are as a woman or who you are as a woman. The only thing that's going to keep a man is a man that wants to be kept, because you can be a good woman, you can be honest, faithful, loving, loyal, and hardworking, and still it happens, it seems like. So I mean, the analogy that I've sort of come up with is that there is nothing that keeps a man anymore unless the man wants to be kept, you know but then when does that change? When is there something, like, how do you keep that spice so that he doesn't want to go somewhere else? But like I said, he has to want to stay. He has to want to be faithful and honest from what I can tell, you know? How do we know that Chris was a virgin before Shanann, Deborah? I was wondering. It is not a man or a woman situation. Anyone can be unfaithful. It's just a person to person situation, Aiden's saying. Okay. Where when they were together, he wore 2 patches. Wonder if his parents are blaming that company. I don't know. Some men have no logic, Sue says. I was told a man judges a woman by her words and a woman judges a man by his actions, and men hate to be nagged. So that's why they cheat, because they feel emasculated. Okay. Wonder if Chris did protect her on the plea deal. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Chris protecting her on the plea deal. What does Nico say? Because that's a man too. Right here, Sherry, Ryan's saying. Nico, can I speak a little Spanish? The only Spanish I know is hola, ¿cómo estás? You know, muy bien, amiga, mamacita. I don't really know any. Thanks for making me laugh. I'm just all serious about life and men can detach from emotion and sex. Us women connect more when we have sex. Difference with men and women. Yeah, no, at Clary T, I realize that not all men are like this. Weird. I'm just sort of talking in general, like, or just sort of asking questions in general too. I feel comfortable enough that we can do this with each other. Don't lay blame on the woman for not giving enough sex. Yeah. Yeah. I think, that's a fine line, right? I mean, because it's it seems like it takes a woman so much more to kind of rev the engine, so to speak, and the engine lasts a long time. Like it goes for a long time. So, the compatibility of that compared to for some men can't carry on after they've orgasmed. So, but most times it takes a lot to get the woman, revved up to go to get there. And then once she's there, it's like, all right, let's go. And he's like, great, that was fun. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm ready to do this for the weekend. But I'm just in all honesty, the compatibilities are off a bit with it, right? It just seems like we were made quite differently. So, and there's a lot of other things I guess you can do to incorporate it all, but I'm trying to be sensitive on this issue and topic, not too explicit. You guys might just be chuckling or going, "Oh my gosh, what are we watching?" That might be some of the YouTube people listening going, "Oh my goodness, what are we listening to?" Too funny. I love this analogy. You can't give a diamond to a crackhead. He will pawn it for a rock. Oh man, that's a good one, Clary T. That's awesome. Cheating is a personal issue. Yes. Do you want to, Brian? Sorry, what are we asking, Brian? Yeah, men think with two heads. Shanann and Chris supposedly were screwing like rabbits. Yes, well, they couldn't keep their hands off each other before she left, was what we know now. But I think that he was just sort of appeasing her, to think everything was okay, kind of thing. I have nice hair. Thank you. Chris once was a turd. You can't polish a turd. That's too funny. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about control. My husband tonight, he could have me and her. The only joker, she can have you. Oh, Catherine. Sorry, hon. I can't really understand that. Shanann Watts said her and Chris Watts were having sex 3 times a day before she left. Nicole Kessinger on the 26th, and on the 26th when Shanann Watts left, he was at Nicole's house with 2 boxes of condoms. One of the boxes was open, and Nicole Kessinger asked him, "Yeah, why were they even using condoms?" Is what I'd like to know. Because if Shanann was pregnant, already, what? Well, that's not true because I remember her saying something about not liking the mess or something like that. So, because that can be messy, right? So, it's real and raw. What is? Yes, women are emotional. Have to love yourself first, bottom line, from a wise 56-year-old young at heart woman. I love that, Nancy. That's so true. You do have to love yourself before you can love anybody else, If you don't love yourself enough, it will show in the insecurities in the relationship. And that's really not fair to anybody. However, that being said, if the man is going around flirting with everybody, that he sees or talks to, that in itself can be unsettling for us women, right? It's one thing if you're going to be professional and you have to talk to a bunch of people, men, women, children alike, whatever, fine. But when you're being flirty with everybody that you're talking to, that gives a woman an uneasy feeling that, why are you being so friendly to everybody like that? We have to feel special with our partner, that we are the only one with him, right? Or her, right? So I don't know, like asking if Brian wants to get married. He says he has never been married. I've never been married either. It's possibly overrated, and I find that unfortunately there's a lot of men in like India and faraway countries that are thinking that this is a ticket, that to get married to a Canadian or an American is the way to go to get a better life. But that's not true. In my opinion, you can have a good life where you are. It's just what you make of it. If all you're doing is looking outside the window for that better life and you're not doing anything to create a better life for yourself, you're always going to be dreaming for something else type thing, in my opinion. And relationships do change over time, but if you don't continuously come back to each other wanting to make your relationship work, it's not going to work. And if you're looking for like a ticket and a way to get to another country, that is always pretty obvious. I think there's sites that you can go to where other people are looking for that exact same thing, like mail order bride and things like that. Yes, Brian, I'm in Canada. You do really like bad boys. Of course we like a bad boy because it gives us that like strength of like, okay, he's going to protect us. He would fight for us. He would defend us and he would love us, But I mean, the problem with a lot of the bad boys is that they're still living the bad life and they're not being honest about stuff like that. You can't have both. You can't have a good girl and live a bad life. It just doesn't mix. The good girl is going to figure out that you're a bad person and you're not being honest, If you're just a bad boy that you've been on the wrong side of the tracks and you made some bad choices in your life and now you're doing better for yourself, that's different, That's attractive. It's attractive to see a grown man get his shit together and he's tough but he's gentle and loving. Like it's a mixture, right? And it takes a certain sway to get that mixture just right. Just like a woman juggling, family life, kids and work and career. And it takes a special type of personality to juggle it all and to get it all right, right? Not be too bitchy, but just enough and stand your ground and keep your foot down and all that jazz. So yeah, that's true, Clary T. Not all men cheat, but not all women cheat either. And there is a lot of both out there. It sucks. It's sad. A lot of dishonesty, Lots of experience at 67. Woodstock era here. Cool. Women cheats too, but they're mostly falling in love. Yeah, women are sort of designed to sort of love again and again and again kind of thing. But some of us get sick and tired of being hurt about it. So, we're just like, all right, I'm kind of done with this. I'm kind of done with being hurt. And, going to just carry on trying to be happy for myself. And what is you, Brian? Come down to Nashville. See, as soon as somebody starts asking me to move from my country, I lose interest. I'm like, no, thank you. Because, as great of a state as you think that you live in, I also think that way about my country, and I wouldn't want to leave my country. It's, it's a free country. It's a beautiful country. Yeah, bad boys don't turn me on. A man with his shit together does. Exactly. But if he has lived on the bad side and made a choice, those are the ones that I find are really attractive. They've made a choice to sort of better themselves. They've been there, done that, and they could go back to it. It's easy, but they're trying to live a better life and do better and be, a good person in society and stuff like that, right? I think that is attractive for men and women, right? I mean, for both. You're in Canada as well? Cool, Cindy. I'm in central Canada, for those of you that were curious as to where I'm from. My province is called Manitoba. Just so we just stop giving love. Yeah, exactly. Because you get sick of hurting. So putting yourself out there only to be disappointed yet again. It's you love chivalry. Who doesn't love chivalry? Like a true gentleman, the cowboy type men. I mean, they're opening up doors and just being sweet and very, you know, yeah, totally. To visit, yeah, no. I wouldn't I don't think I would travel in this day and age, Brian. It's so sketchy. It's too scary. It's just not even worth it. You're gonna go somewhere and never come back home. I I have no interest in that. I'm sure it's probably a wonderful world out there, but it's a scary world too. And I have been hurt a lot, and I have been a lot through a lot of traumatic things, um, physically, emotionally, and I just have no need to put myself back out there to possibly get hurt again. And I'm not saying that it would be you hurting me. I'm just saying it could be anybody that would do that to me out there, right? So BC is beautiful, but it's just the cloudy weather over there all the time makes the mountains look dark. Brian, I hope that we can still be online friends, darling. Even though we're not traveling and stuff. Hope we can still be online friends. Aw, please don't be upset. It's just you just yeah, as a woman you have to take care of yourself in different ways because it's a scary world out there. Waiting for the A. I'm trying to watch how I talk, which is the ums, the ahs, the ands, the likes. Nicole Kessinger. Like. Oh my goodness. So I try to watch my slangs. You married a bad man and he never became good. He was violent and still is. See, that's what's not okay. It's unfortunate that there is a lot of bad people out there that have been hurt too, and so they are angry and they are creating havoc for other people because of that anger and disappointment and hurt that they have been ensued unto them, kind of thing. So you could find a guy tomorrow, Sherry. Be selective. Yes, I am. I really am. That's, I guess, the thing about being single. And I'm not really looking. I'm just kind of like whatever about that. So I enjoy taking care of myself. I love meeting new people. Um, you know, I'm always a friendly personality. I talk to a lot of people. I've always been very social and stuff. So there's not a lot of men that really like that in a woman. They prefer someone more submissive and quiet, whereas I am that loud outspoken voice. So hey, Gucci gang. But yeah, narcissists are one of a kind, that's for sure. And the way that they have so many other people fooled is just shocking. Like shocking that you have everybody fooled that you are the nicest guy, and then the second that people leave, you're talking behind their back, you're talking about them, you're rude, you're mean, you're malicious, in my opinion. Hey, Lisa. Yes, I've been through a lot, Deborah, and I think that's what makes me a little bit more reserved, you know? Brian, we'll definitely have to check out your music for sure. I think you can't be too careful out there in this day and age, but you know, that's for sure just me. There's still a lot of risk takers out there. I just feel like, you know, I've done a lot of risk taking and I feel kind of lucky to be alive sometimes, you know, like I made it through quite a few crazy situations. Deborah, who's an artist from the song Help Me in Thinking I'm Falling in Love with You. Name that song from this is in the 60s. Yeah, I don't know that song. Yeah, I totally understand. Annie C. Um, pretty much the same. I'm kind of the same way. You know, it's just gotten to the point where everybody seems to have an ulterior agenda. Nobody wants to be honest about what they are really wanting or looking for in life, you know? Outspoken, strong woman too. Yeah. It gets overlooked and people take it intimidatingly, you know? But I'm also very confident about my good, kind heart. So I feel confident showing that, you know? I think that like I know who I am. I'm comfortable in who I am and what I want. So no, Brian is from uh, Tennessee. I think he said. I think I could be wrong. Nashville. That's Tennessee, isn't it? I'm not sure. Darn it. It is. Yes. Woohoo. I'm really not that geography intelligent either, just so you know. Sometimes I'm guessing on the abbreviations on the state. I'm like, what is that one again? You know? Oh, whatever. I've never claimed to be like the know-it-all or the be-all and end-all. But you sing too? I'm not that great. PTSD from abuse. Yeah. Yeah, I think you just go through enough crap in your life, you get tired of it and you protect yourself. You close yourself off from being subjected to that type of life or person anymore, you know? You kind of take a stand for yourself, you know? Country music is great. When I was a teenager, I didn't usually like it, you know. But you know, I think that we've had a really good conversation here, and this sort of chat has given us an opportunity to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. For sure, you guys getting to know me. um, you know, I just think it's fun to interact with each other and get our different perspectives heard and presented to the table and platform. If anything happened to my hubs, I wouldn't want another man. They're hard to train. Tara Lee, that's awesome. That's funny. So Tuesday will be our next live show where we'll just chat again. We'll see about any more disclosures for you guys as far as interviews with the authorities and the Watts case, and also I'm looking into another survivor story for you guys. I don't really have very much info on it right now, so I won't say too much. Jamie Kloss's the robbery with Kyle Jenke Annis. His court appearance is on the 19th of December. So I'm trying to make sure that I will have some information for you guys on that. Thank you, pretty little murderer. I'm a pleasure. Thanks for being so kind. You guys too. Thank you guys for being so awesome. And not necessarily like not jumping to conclusions and just seeing that this is real and it's raw and it's unedited. So it gives you a real opportunity to see what kind of person I am. Um, I have my moments where I'm bitchier or frustrated or cursing and swearing about something, but all in all, I'm a good soul. So feel free to come and check the post on my channel for the time frame on when we're starting the live show. So Tuesday I'll post again. I usually post to Facebook and YouTube, so I'll post again to let you guys know. And I love and appreciate your spending time with us and me and everybody who comes to join. I think it's really fun and interactive. So I appreciate your continued support. You have to find me on Facebook. Clary T, is your name the same here, Clary T, as it is on Facebook? Is that the same or is it a different name? Because I have literally enough spots for maybe 80 more people, and then I'm full on Facebook. I'm gonna have to start going through and finding the accounts that are fake accounts and scammers and spammers and crap like that to start deleting some people in order to make some room. But you have it as Claire Lewis Traynor, sorry. Okay, I'm going to copy that and I will go and find you on Facebook because it'll probably be easier for me to friend request you. However, if your settings are set so that only friends of friends can friend request you and not everyone, I might not be able to friend request you. So if you could change your settings just for like not even an hour, I will friend request you and then you can change it back if that's what you'd like. Love you too, Tammy. Thank you for your support in the purchasing a sweater at my merchandise store. I really, really appreciate that. You're the best. I set up the white logo so that you guys have an option if you want a darker logo on a white sweater or white t-shirt, or if you wanted the opposite contrast. So a white and a dark, a white logo, dark sweater. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check out that merch store yet, I think the link is available. I will just send you the link here for anybody interested in checking out the store. I thought it was really fun to set up. There's the link for you guys. Oops. That's your name. Okay, 2 seconds. Go back here. This copy and paste. Okay, there you go. So there's only 5 items in the store right now. A mug, a tote bag, a t-shirt, a tank top, and a sweater. So interested in checking out that would be great. For all of you that enjoyed spending time with me here, a thumbs up would be a really wicked support. I appreciate that. You've been online since there was less than 1,000 pages on the web. I was maid of honor when Martha Washington got married. Oh, wow, that's so cool, Patricia K. That's super, super cool. Well, Karen, I'm glad you like the good vibes, and thank you all for your continued support and online love. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's TGIS&S. Thank goodness it's Saturday and Sunday. As Clary T said earlier today, thank goodness it's Sherry. I was like, hey, that's another TGIS, isn't it? Anyways, I really enjoy spending time with you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for the Survivor story, the post for the live show, and more on the Christopher Watts case. And we will see you again soon for another live show coming up. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Bye for now.